It's like me going to a show and the drummer has no arms, like he's gone like full Def Leppard. You know what I mean? And then there's no drums, and I'm like, fuck, like there's no drums. And then the Simp comes on and says, well, you know, you realize he has no arms. I'm like, I don't fucking care he has no arms. Welcome to another episode from Takedowns to Breakdowns with A&P. And before we get started, I want to remind everybody that we have a podcast. Yes, this show is also available on podcast. The links are in the description of this video. Go check it out. So when you're in the gym, working out, pumping some iron.
I was going to say pumping iron power.
Pumping iron power. By the way, Grill Nights, they have a new track out. So anyways, it's not important. Well, it is important for them and for those fans of Grill Nights. But perhaps when you're in the gym, instead of listening to Grill Nights, you want to hear our podcast as you're checking out the hot chick with the Lululemon pants. So download the podcast. The links are in the description of this video. Now that we got that out of the way and we just did Grill Nights, let's talk about metal simps, which, by the way, Grill Nights have zero metal simps. And I think it's a problem that's becoming a little bit of a menace. It's becoming a pandemic during the pandemic. Metal simps. Now, are you wondering what a metal simp is?
I know exactly what a metal simp is.
But maybe the folks at home are wondering what a metal simp is.
Just go into any Nightwish comment section, and you'll find so many...
Iron Maiden?
Iron Maiden, too. I mean, if you go into any video and the people don't like Nightwish, that comment section will be full of some metal simps, or Iron Maiden, or Metallica, or Slayer. Any of the big bands, they all have metal simps.
I feel like actually some smaller bands also have some metal simps. They have like this hardcore metal simp following.
And it's the type of metal simps where, like, if you do an album review and you're like, I like this album, there's just one dud, but other than that, the album's good. They won't look at the fact that you like the album and you took down the album and everything, but they'll look at the fact that you said there's one dud, and they're like, how do you hate that song? That song is the best one on the album, and all this stuff. And they're like, there's no duds. It's like, it's your opinion, you know, but to them, you don't have an opinion. They are the opinion, you know?
And you should be of their opinion.
Yeah.
And any opinion that's different from theirs is not a valid one.
Yeah.
Which boggles the mind. But anyways, this whole idea came up to me on our own channel. We did a video for a band called The Warning. It's like these sisters from Mexico and whatever. Really talented.
Yeah.
There's nothing to say. I mean, they're really talented. And we did a video where they did a Metallica cover. And the comment section blew up with simps. Blew up. And one of the comments that stood out to me was somebody saying that I've never heard the original by Metallica, but this one is better than anything Metallica's ever done. If that is not a simp comment, I don't know what is.
I don't think that's a metal simp. That's just a simp. I mean, he's simping over the girls. I mean,
all right, okay, maybe you're right, but still,
that's just a simp. There's no way in hell.
How do you never heard that song by Metallica?
No, that's not it.
How do you make that comment?
How do you have the balls to make that comment? That takes some big balls.
Or no balls at all. Actually, I think it's more of a eunuch kind of move.
Actually, that's probably more of it. Yeah.
He has them in a jar; they're pickled.
No, but I mean, I feel like he's thinking with his dick there, though.
I know, but just because he's thinking with his dick doesn't mean he has balls.
I mean, when I think of one, I need to think
they
of
come
the
as
other.
a combo?
They're a combo. You can't order one by itself.
Well, you technically can, but you know, you pay extra.
You have to pay extra.
It's cheaper to get the combo.
You always pay extra.
So you think that's just a simp being
That's
a simp?
just a simp being a simp, man.
All right, but there's other examples. There's people on our videos that comment like 15 times. Like they comment as they're watching the video, almost like they think like there's a really live response to it.
Yeah.
Dude, this is a pre-recorded video. Nobody gives a shit about your 15 comments. Nobody really gives a shit. Write one and write all the thoughts into one.
You don't give a shit about the 15 comments?
I mean, it's good for us because the more you comment on the videos, the more the video gets tracked.
That's not it. I love reading them. I enjoy reading, like...
Oh, he's the biggest simp.
He is the amazing simp, though. He's our simp. We have our own
I know, but he's our hateful simp.
I don't care. Are you kidding me? I love reading hate comments. It's like one of my favorite things to do.
I mean, there was one that stood out to me, and that was when it was said that person was happy that Lemmy died before we got to see Motorhead.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a hateful comment towards us or towards Lemmy. I think it's more towards Lemmy than us.
Yeah.
Like you wishing now everybody would die before we get to see them live so that we don't get to see them. That's some pretty messed up shit. Let me just say that. That's some pretty messed up shit. You know what I mean? I'm just putting it out there. But there's others, like you mentioned Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden is a perfect band. If you say that you don't like the new album or you don't like a song, I remember we went to see Iron Maiden and Bruce Dickinson's vocals were shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they were shit because he was shit or if they were shit because the PA system was shit. Honestly, it's not something that I can honestly give 100% on one or the other. All I can say is that the band that opened for them sounded fine, and then when they came on, the sound wasn't good. But they also have different people working the sound. So I'm not going to say it was him. I'm just going to say the vocals were not good. And I made some comments on, like, if I pay $150 a ticket to go see the band, I expect $150 worth of what I'm going to see, not $25 worth.
Yeah.
And people were freaking mad at me. Did you know he had throat cancer? Who cares? Who cares? I'm glad that he's not dead. I'm glad that he's fine, whatever. Like, I'm not wishing him any ill. Like, that's not my point. But if I pay for something, I expect what I paid for to come back to me. I didn't go there saying that, oh, you know, he had cancer, so I'm going to pay $150 expecting a $50 performance. If you cannot provide me a $150 performance, then charge $50 for the tickets. That's all I'm saying. So now, like, I'm supposed to pay top dollar and discount the fact that, you know, I'm not going to get top dollar because he had cancer. Like, that's not how life works. That's not how life works. Life doesn't work like that. If I go buy a car and I get there and the dude has cancer, you know what I mean? I don't get to pay full price for a car with no wheels just because the sales guy has cancer. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm expecting to get the full car operational regardless of whatever illness the dude selling me the car has. That's irrelevant. That's irrelevant. It's like me going to a show and the drummer has no arms, like he's gone like full Def Leppard. You know what I mean? And then there's no drums, and I'm like, fuck, like there's no drums. And then the Simp comes on and says, well, you know, you realize he has no arms. I'm like, I don't fucking care he has no arms. I pay for the full drumming. I didn't pay for like no drumming. Drum with your feet. I don't know. Put a fucking stick on your mouth and drum it. I don't give a shit. All I'm saying is if I pay for the price, I want to get the full service. Don't you agree with that?
God damn it, dude.
What? I think I'm being reasonable.
Fuck.
I just can't take these simps that find everything is an excuse for their favorite band to do no wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't...
Dude, it was so hard not to hold in the laughter. I couldn't. After the whole no arms bit, I couldn't, man.
Dude, but it's true. It's at the end of the day, the problem with the simps is that they make up excuses for their favorite bands to do whatever it is, and it's like, because it's my favorite band, they can do no wrong. They can do no wrong. And it's not true. And a perfect example is that simp guy that went on stage and the girl took a piss on his face. They can do no wrong. No wrong.
That was just a water fountain, dude. That was a water fountain from the source.
That was an accident. It was an accident. That's what she said.
We're not going back. We're not in preschool.
And we're not going back into that. I'm just saying that simps out there, have some dignity.
Yeah, if a band that, like, we've also been able to, like, some of our favorite bands, they've, you know, either put out a not so good song or they've done something, and we're not like, you know, oh, the song is amazing. No. We're very honest with our opinion on the song. Just because they're our friends or anything, it doesn't...
Have some backbone.
Yeah, it doesn't... Like, if it's bad, it's bad, and I'm going to say it.
And guys, sometimes that old saying, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it at all, maybe that applies too.
Yeah.
But don't defend something that doesn't have any defense to it.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain bands that I absolutely love. You know, Winter Sun, Lord of the Lost, Slayer. I'm trying to think of ones that are completely like Overkill, Sepultura, Soulfly. Like the list goes on. Ice Nine Kills. I love all of these bands, but if they do something musically, I'm not, or maybe even not musically, but if they do something that it's not kosher, that I'm not okay with, that I don't like or whatever, if they release a song that's an absolute fucking dud. Like Winter Sun, they haven't released anything in fucking 100 years. If they release something now and it's below par, I'll be the first guy to say what the hell.
I'll be the first. Yeah, we'll be the first two to say what the hell.
I'm not going to be there in the comment section saying, you know, it's not as great as Battle Against Time, but you know what? There's some great riffs and some solos there that really deserve some attention. No, if the song is shit, the fucking song is shit. Just say it. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not going to lose your fan card. Being a fan sometimes means that you have to be a little bit tough.
And honest.
Like, I love this dude. He's my son. But that doesn't mean everything he does, I'm going to put a rubber stamp on it. Sometimes I want to turn to him and say, you know what? That was a fucked up thing to do.
Just like
some dumbass shit.
Just like I wanted to say to the whole no arm stuff, man.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is just because you love something, it doesn't give them carte blanche to do whatever the hell they want to do. And I think if you as the hardcore fan, you as the simp, if you're not going to hold them accountable, who the fuck will? And then it's a slippery slope.
Because the fans should...
It's a slippery slope.
Because if the fans don't hold the band accountable for whatever they do, the band will just think, oh, well, if this is the right thing to do, then we're going to continue doing it.
Yeah, and not to say that, okay, for example, they release an album, you don't like it. That doesn't mean you're not going to buy the next one. That doesn't mean the next one is not going to be good. It just means that one you didn't like.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with it. But what I can't stand is people going into 6 Feet Under released an album last year that was perhaps the worst album ever released in the history of music.
Metal Simps are going to be here today.
Metal Simps were in my review because they're like, oh, his raspy voice, almost like he's drowning. I'm paraphrasing here. Is amazing. It's so unfiltered. It's shit. It sounded like me taking a dump. If I recorded an album and I sounded like him, there would be no label signing me to a record deal.
Well, let's
and you
try
guys,
that.
And those simps would have been the first ones on the video saying, "Fuck, this guy is horrible." So I'm horrible because I'm a no-name, but meanwhile, the dude from 6 Feet Under, because he was the original lead singer from Cannibal Corpse, suddenly like his voice is shot.
Or you know, you could be doing your album and they're gonna be the comments, "Oh my God, his vocals are amazing. I wonder
I don't
how."
have simps.
Oh, you don't?
No. Well, we have one simp, but we already addressed that guy. He has no
his
life
vocals are
whatsoever.
amazing. I wonder how he recorded it. It sounded like he was drowning in some type of gas. Yeah, it was your own gas.
Yeah, it was my own gases. I just think, guys, when you're a simp, you're really not doing anybody any favors. And it comes across so poorly, I completely lose respect when I see those kind of comments. I would rather you say, you know what, not my favorite song from them, but you know what, they have other great tracks, and this one song is not going to stop me from being a fan. And
like a lot of bands we like, they put out the first single for their new album, and we don't really like the first single. But then after that, the singles that come up afterwards are really, really good. But we still give that opinion on the first one.
You know, you just got me thinking. There's not just simps in the comment section of videos. There's also simps on YouTube channels.
On YouTube, yeah. We're coming after you next.
We're coming after you guys next, you reaction channel fucktards that have no knowledge, no content whatsoever. I don't know who watches reaction channels.
Who watches reaction channels?
Who the fuck does that? It's the worst content on the internet.
They're lazy.
Very lazy. They rip off bands. They take away their copyright in their music. They're making money off of somebody's art. What a bunch of losers. And then every single video, they're there bobbing their heads and agreeing with everything and liking everything.
Exactly.
When was the last time you saw a reaction video where they completely destroyed a song or told the people watching that the band was garbage and they were dicking around with toilet paper? Never fucking happens.
Yeah, it happens on our channel.
On our channel.
Because I don't hold back.
But you also see those simps. I mean, I can tell you 10 channels that you can go on, click on any video, and every video is them praising how good the song was.
Yeah,
and sometimes I've heard the song and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's actually funny. I don't know. I'm not tooting my own horn here on how much we're assholes. But
we are assholes.
But we are assholes. But at the same time, like, I've actually never seen a reaction video of a metal song where they don't like the song. I've never seen it. Because a lot of channels, either they don't do, like, very obscure bands, or
they just do mainstream shit that knows it's going to get views.
Yeah.
And they play for the camera because they know the people who are going to come to see that video expect them to like it.
Yeah.
And they want to be, they're becoming the simp. They're the simp. They're enabling the simps. That's what I'm saying.
They're simp enabling.
One guy, and I want to give him a shout out here, that I have total respect for is 𝗙𝗢𝗢𝗡𝗏. Because if he does his philosophy is, if you don't have anything good to say, don't say it. So a lot of times he records videos and he doesn't post them because he doesn't like the video and he doesn't think that the reaction was good and he doesn't think that what he has to say about it is positive or it's going to do any good whatsoever. So he has the philosophy that he'd rather not say it than put the band down. Yeah. And that's fine. I respect that.
I respect that.
I respect that.
We don't do that.
We don't do that, but I respect that. And I have nothing but love for Tubby. I have nothing but love for him. But fellow Canuck, I have nothing but love for him. We're good friends, so I have nothing but love for him. So I totally respect that guy. But if you go to certain channels out there and there's songs that, my God, they're like, the song is like not even in tune, like not even in tune, and they're like, oh fuck, this is the greatest, dudes, come on.
So technical. It's
Don't be a fucking simp. All of you out there, just be honest with yourselves. Listen to it and give us the straight goods.
Yeah.
That's all we're saying. And for those of you in the comment section as well, don't fucking jump on this bandwagon. I know you love the band, and I know sometimes they want to promote the band and they want to get the band going and making the band bigger. But that doesn't mean every single thing that they do is going to be great, because it's not.
And
it's
don't
just
promote
impossible.
Shit.
No, just saying that, hey guys, this is actually not their best song. You know what? I have some major respect for Blind Channel fans. Major respect for Blind, because that's a band that I feel like probably has a lot of simps. But I have major respect because we've done a couple of videos from Blind Channel, and people in the comment section were like, yeah, you know, like this latest song that they released is actually not as good as this other one. And that is exactly what I'm talking about.
Exactly. That's what I want. Because
that's what I want.
Because not only are you admitting that it's not as good, but you're also pushing us in a direction where it actually could be better.
Yeah, so it's like, don't judge them by this song, because it's actually one of their weakest ones.
Check out this
song.
Check out this one.
And
then we check out that
better.
song and it's good.
So that's what I want to see more and more, is people understanding that being a fan, that doesn't mean you have to love and like everything that your band does. Sometimes they're going to release bad songs. Sometimes they're going to release bad albums. That doesn't mean that your fan card is going to be revoked. That doesn't mean everything that they've done before is garbage, and that doesn't mean everything they're going to do forward is going to be garbage also. Just that one snapshot in time is not good. And sometimes it may not be good for somebody else. It might be good for you. That's fine too. But don't come on and say that your opinion is invalid because it disagrees with yours. Well, technically that's what I just said now. So whatever. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I respect if somebody has a different opinion. If you can break down your opinion on why yours is different from mine, I can respect that. But if your opinion is, oh, it's good, and you don't know what you're talking about, like, okay, so can you give me a little bit more than it's good? Because that's just your opinion. Like, you're not really giving me anything else to go on. So anyways, I'm not a fan of simps in general. But metal simps, I feel like it's... When I was growing up, this wasn't a thing. Fans were harder on bands. When you released a bad album, a bad show... Fuck, people would get mad.
Yeah.
Money meant more because people like spent their money on their record and shit like that. Now I feel like it's just a bunch of simps out there. Anyways, I think I vented enough.
Yeah.
I got a few things off my chest. Now,
I think it's the first video I broke down in laughter.
well, there's always a first.
There's always a first. Sometimes I'm able to keep it,
Keep it contained?
keep it contained, but fuck, that no armed...
Yeah, the Def Leppard thing.
The Def Leppard, I think you saying Def Leppard really did actually, that was the thing that kicked me there.
Yeah, but with him, but at least you know what to expect.
Exactly.
You're going in getting 50% drums. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
50, no,
Yeah,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, well,
He uses his feet to drum too.
that's
though.
true. Okay,
So it's
75%.
3/4 drum.
Yeah, 75%.
Yeah.
So, all right. On that note, guys, come back next week if we're not canceled and watch our videos. See ya.
See ya.